What do you mean, Anna? What do you mean,
Beginning
Anna?
of the beginning of this session is just Terry doing a really bad pun.
Who wants ball shoe? Exactly. Oh,
Good
dude.
morning for him.
My boy. Everyone's my boy.
Hell yeah.
Except for Callie.
Yeah.
How dare. How dare.
He's
I
just...
can be one of the boys.
Oh, God. Oh, this is gonna be either very cool or very, very bad for all of you.
Or both.
Oh,
I don't think they've gotten the chance to die yet. Might be a cool experience for
sure. In a place like this, dying would be a very, very cool thing to do, you know?
No.
Okay.
My brain is for him. I think Four was having some audio problems.
No.
My brain is still making the Windows boot up noise internally.
Which one? Which one?
All of them.
You know what's sad? You know what's sad? I miss Windows XP boot up sound. That was just peak. Right?
The nostalgia vibes. Welcome back, Forum. Is your audio working yet?
I think so.
Hey, or
hell yeah,
my boy.
Yay. If it doesn't work, smack it. That is technology in a nutshell.
I used to have this old TV that you just have to hit the floor hard enough for it to clear up the image.
Oh no. I believe we are alive, we are stable. And
I'm alive.
You're alive.
I just close the door to my room by pushing on the wall.
What a miracle. What a miracle.
When the developers accidentally misplaced the right buttons.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So how's everybody's week been?
Busy.
Stressful, but okay.
I feel like my weekend's going faster than my actual week.
I know, right? It's like I've been unconscious for the entirety of the weekend so far.
Give me a second. So... Welcome everybody to session 37. You're at the precipice of something. Perhaps something cool. Maybe perhaps something very bad. Who knows? But you're on the precipice of something. Something grand. Something potentially
something spicy.
Yeah, and something you might not actually come out of alive.
That sounds like all of our adventures these days. Let's do this.
I mean, let's be honest. High levels means high risks, almost no reward.
High risk, not always reward. Sometimes we just take the risk.
The reward is that you can try again on even crueler tasks. Oh boy.
And you cut off my wholesome moment. I have a feeling you took great pleasure, and it's like, all right, and then I show her, and then barely get it in, and then Eric's like, all right, that's enough.
Oh no!
You take you away now.
Surprisingly enough, this whole thing is kind of timed. This whole campaign is time sensitive, if you might have realized. And yeah, you shall learn to its fullest extent. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe someday. So I got a question for all of you. The same fucking question I ask every single fucking week. You fucking ready?
No.
Good. That's the spirit.
No. As ready
No!
as I'm gonna be, I suppose.
Give me 48 hours of extra prep and I'll maybe be ready.
So, Warren, you there? Prison? Hydrated? Oh, no.
No, I'm not here.
Wow.
I'm not ready.
Wow.
I am not.
Are you hydrated at least?
Yes.
Well, at least
Okay.
you're hydrated. That's one of the quotas met. So, last we left off, you had a day to yourself where you essentially came to terms that you might go on a journey that you might not come back from, aka the prison of Paranama. Warren went off to do his own thing, mainly getting his weapon made from that singular fang. Julie commissioned the daughters and I guess the children of Mistra to get a phylactery made out of the moonstone or essence of Thor, as they called it. And you just all chilled at a Julie. Everybody had their own little dates with their significant others, chilled in the city of Haprona, and time went swimmingly until the clock hit midnight while some of you were already asleep. Some of you were still fully awake. All of you immediately lose conscience and drop to the floor. The first sensation is one of airness, a sensation of altitude as you're somewhere high up on a massive gray pathway platform with only one path forward. The surrounding skies are grayish and vague. Nothing can be seen through miles in all directions. And the path leads to this ruin, this massive building of sorts. So with that, give me a second. I'm just gonna do this. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So, as you come to realization that you're all gathered around, you also witness a few more individuals besides your own selves. Ducklick, Dovkin, the dwarf that you met in the prison, and he was your fellow, I guess, escapee, and
Hello, fellow.
Prince, the elf who also was one of the escapees. As all of you kind of come to this place, what does anybody like to do since all of you are present very close to
What?
each other?
Yes. How do we get here?
I would like to look around, kind of take an inventory and seeing all the old faces again. Like, anyone have any idea what the fuck just happened?
Prince, my God, it's been a while.
Yeah, you see Duckley Dopkin and well, I guess more Dopkin and Prince just kind of look around their vicinities, and all of a sudden they are overwhelmed by a sensation of fear as and confusion as Prince immediately looks at you again, kind of brightens up for a bit, nods and says, "Good to see you too again, but not in the place like this. Where are we?" Dovkin looks around. You see Ducklick just not even like use his hands to get off the ground. He starts to slowly levitate back to his normal position as he seems to be observing the surroundings.
So,
Does he look equally confused as we are?
Roll me an insight check for him.
do we have all our gear and stuff with us or no?
At the moment, you have your clothing, as in your armor, your magical items, your bow, and nothing else. For Callie, you got your dress and nothing else. For Julie, you got your dress, you got your blade and nothing else. For Terry, you only got your armor set. The lance.
They took the time orb?
Yeah, they took the time orb.
Son of
Warren,
a bitch.
you just have your mithril armor and your scimitar. You see, Dovkin has like a regular short bow, no armor, while Prince has his robes that you saw him last time you met him, but nothing more. While the Ducklick seems to be in his usual self. He was not present with any items. He just has this very nice robe that covers his skeleton form. Oh yeah, 27. You don't see any shock or any questioning, as he seems to be more into the observant mode, observing his surroundings, kind of patiently eyeing everything. And he eyes the road where this whole place leads you, because it's only one path, because you're at the edge of this path. As you see beyond it, it's literally just emptiness and void, and a drop that has no, I guess no bottomless pit, if you will, in a gray mist. But when he observes the building, or I guess buildings, just maybe a quarter, half a mile away, that seem to be on top of each other, he almost floats back a bit, as if in a recoil of realization, but it's very subtle.
I kind of hold up my wrist. I imagine this has something to do with the. It's not the first time we've been kind of pulled to a dreamscape.
Is this a dream? He pinches himself. Is there a sensation of pain?
There is a sensation of pain.
I
I don't know. It doesn't feel like a dream.
I remember the last time when we were pulled back to the past. It also felt real.
Mm.
When we were a
Because
swimming
it was
soldier.
Oh. What are you talking? You guys have been a soldier?
I would like all of you to roll me a perception check.
Context, remember, Terry didn't have those visions with you guys.
You can have two advantages, decide on what, because Dawkin and Prince. So decide who wants to get advantage. Oh god, so I'm looking for high thing.
I suppose I'll take one of the advantages.
I think I with the
I give
highest
the other one
perception.
to again.
Man, I don't know, guys. I think I can make use of that advantage. Yeah. Since Gan and Julie are taking the advantage, I'll give an advantage to Vorm and not roll myself here, because anything Vorm rolls will be better than what I.
I don't know,
Sure.
my rolls have not been very good the past few sessions.
Hey, you're gonna roll high when it's gonna
See,
matter.
I just pick up Vorm and just hold him over my head.
Oh no.
Just give him a bird's eye view for a moment here.
Let me see. Okay, just have to make sure I'm putting the right numbers in here.
27. Warm disappeared now. Oh
It'll be
god.
back. Also, Vorm managed to roll worse the second time.
Yeah. You just checked accidentally Warm through the void, never to be seen again. No. No.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, let me carry your worm. Just fucking yeets him off the ledge.
Violent tendencies.
Oh yeah. So. Oh god, where is Worm? Hey, well, okay, I'm assuming Worm PC is something wrong with him because he's offline. Anyway, again, my boy, listening to the airy surrounding sounds of just echoes of wind and occasionally from the buildings you assume rubbles or just I guess ambience of stillness, which is extremely eerie to the point that sometimes you can just hear your own heartbeat just kind of be louder than the surrounding area. All of a sudden you hear this very faint, painful roar of a wounded beast somewhere in the collage of buildings or like down the path. You can immediately okay, I guess Julie also you hear this too. But from Gen's higher perception, that sound is eerily similar of a dragon.
Oh no.
As this very raspy, almost hateful groan can be heard reverberate through the air just so slightly. Well, the rest, except for Julie, hear nothing. It's just.
I forgot if you already said this, but does this remind me of that dream that I had of the corrupt itself?
Aspects of it, yes. You look at the coloration of the stone, or I guess the path that is below you and the buildings. You don't recognize the buildings, but the pattern, the coloration of the stone, or whatever the material is made of, is eerily similar of just darkness, just like different shades of gray and just darker grays.
So, yeah, guys, kinda correct. As I like hold up the wrist, I think we're somehow connected closer to Paranama.
Oh boy. Well then.
Don't look react when I say that. I'm looking at him.
He seems to be focusing on a specific build. These buildings, this collage is like a good a half a mile away, but maybe 400, 700 feet tall. And you see like dozens of buildings that just kind of mushed together, almost like a Tetris, just on top of each other. And you can see that from Gen's perspective, you can see that there's clearly a path you could walk more vertically than horizontally, but it could be done. And you see Ducklick is focusing on a specific thing as his gaze, even though it's a skull, it's unmoving. And he does not respond to your question.
Is this whole place quite even, quite flat, or does the ground, rise and lower quite naturally?
The path that you are, because you are on this path of stone that is maybe 40 feet wide and like maybe 50 feet opposite, like behind you, it just ends and it's just a drop into the void. And this path leads to this place, and it looks wavy as if like there is some sort of natural path to it. it's not like a direct pathway. There's a bit like inkling downwards and a bit upwards, and you can easily see where the path connects to this, I guess, the bottom of this collage.
I kind of look down that way and say, does anyone who can survive a fall want to go have a look at that?
I'll have to ask twice. Terry stretches out a bit.
Maybe the one with wings?
Vorum's like, either which one.
No, if you want to.
So, looking at Ducklick, you know where we are, don't you? You're very focused on that
I
one
will-
spot. You either know where we are or you know what's here.
He almost like shudders a bit and looks at you again. And kind of gets his gaze back.
face.
Yeah. Then he gazes back into the collage. Indeed I do. Indeed I do. This
So
is the infamous keep. As he kind of points towards a direction, somewhere like maybe 3/4 into this collage, and you see he seems to be pointing like in a specific section of smaller buildings, like almost like a common house that is just kind of mushed together. I recognize that specific place since I once resided there earlier in my life. If what you say that this is connected to Paranama, then we are... He kind of pauses for a minute, kind of looks around a bit. We should tread carefully.
Right. Okay, kind of. It seems like there's only one place to go, and that's forward. Unless someone wants to drop into an endless void.
Given we're going in on investigated territory, I think either me or Julie should take the lead on this one.
Vorum like steps aside with a flourish, like, please go ahead.
Actually, wait.
Someone should be able to.
Julie.
We should test this. See, Julie, could you test the cantrip if our magic works here in this place?
That would be really sucky if it didn't.
Okay, I will turn to Vorum and
Don't you dare stay away
minor
from me.
illusion. Minor illusion, an L on his forehead.
A what on his forehead?
An L,
Okay. Roll,
you know.
Julie,
loser.
Julie, roll me perception check.
Right. Like, I don't want to start throwing spells. It's like, a cantrip is easier.
Here you
Vorum's head
go.
I
explodes.
said investigation or perception?
Perception.
Perception.
Perception. I'm sorry, I'm out of it.
It's fine, it's fine.
There we go.
Okay, so as you manifest an illusion of an L, it almost immediately disappears. Like for a split second it's there and just snaps shut, maybe a second in. And as soon as it snaps shut, all of a sudden you hear normal wind, not this like airy, mindless wind. You hear just normal wind followed by clamps of thousands of footsteps and a command to charge, followed by like a good dozen or so horns, and all of a sudden the sounds of that just dissipate and you're left back on this void. For everybody else for everybody's else perception, yeah, You just see Julie just kind of cast the thing and just kind of freeze up for a moment, and then kind of, I guess with Gen Pass perception, you see Julie's eyes for a moment just glass over. She seems to be focused on something entirely, and then she all of a sudden just snaps back to reality, wherever this is.
Oh, Julie, you okay?
Just casting a spell.
Didn't you hear that? There's. How could you not hear the fucking horns, the horses, the
Julie,
Julie?
What do you?
you were
Are you okay?
casting.
Are you okay? Did you not hear?
No,
Gorham's
we
just
keep
like
your voice-
rubbing his forehead, checking if something's there. Notices it
You were-
isn't. I like this place.
you were Julie, you were out of it for a second. You were going to cast one of your cantrips, and then you just blanked out for a second.
Julie, we keep the voice
No, no,
in
no.
our
I
head,
quite like
inside
that
our head.
expression. Do it again. Do it again. This time bigger.
Okay. We.
I'll
okay,
cast
so
Mage
we-
Hand and attempt to slap him with it.
Oh.
Okay, so this time, right? You all of a sudden hear the continuous roar of several thousand echo. The wind is no longer there. You hear a sudden crash, and you feel your stomach rumble as something impacted maybe 20 or so feet away, something massive. And you hear screams of pain and death, and it just immediately goes blank. From everybody's perspective, you see Julie uses the spell to manifest the hand, and before the hand even reaches him, it just vanishes. Again, and the rest now you also see him, Julie still just in this daze and coming back together.
At this point, like I'm in front of her, and like, Julie, come, focus.
Which direction was the crash in and all the cries of death?
If you're looking towards the path as, like, I guess the middle, immediate to your left. Like, you assume somewhere by the very edge of the platform something massive impacted, as you heard a lot of screaming of charging and then screams of death.
Okay.
As I come back and Gen's like right there, I'll just whisper, staring him directly in the eyes. Death surrounds us.
You sick man.
Yeah. Okay, so I'd like to everybody, like, so careful with using magic. It's gonna take
It
you
rots
out.
your brain.
I want to try something here. And I channel some of my inherent magic here, and I try to make a telepathic link with Julie, and just see if that causes the effect to go on. This is this class ability instead of a spell. See if it causes the same thing.
Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Crap! It's a wisdom saving
no. His worst enemy. His
You,
kryptonite.
you see Ducklick is very focused on just observing you, mainly Julie, and her reaction to everything, and says nothing.
21.
Dawkin just
together.
looking around and just also sticks with the group confused. Also same with Prince. Terry! All of a sudden, as you cast telepathical link, all of a sudden you hear just sounds of screams and deaths, followed by something gnawing at your mind, as if like sharp, cold fingers are trying to skewer into your brain for a second. But all of a sudden the grip just lets go, and the spell comes through.
Wait, it's working?
It is working.
Julie, testing 1, 2, 3. In my head.
How are you so fucking loud and annoying even when you're in my head?
Look, there was just screaming. Don't mind that too much. Anyways, Yeah, this seems to work. I don't know, maybe inherent magic's a bit more forgiving here. Maybe.
Maybe
You guys
just
can't hear this at all? Like, oh wait, right, we should probably talk out loud.
I'm just speaking out loud still. I'm like, guys, we should be careful using magic. If a cantrip can daze Julie, even for a second, then
You
higher
see
magic.
Terry's eyes
have
go blank for a
nothing, though.
second, and then
The only thing I have is magic. I don't have my rapier. I don't have my musical instrument. I don't have any of my magic items. The only thing I can do is spells.
Vorm's
okay,
kind of
alright.
huffs.
Alright, so
Odd problems.
sounds like a skill issue Vorm says. No, so Terry kind of looks up. Alright, so I successfully established a telepathic link with Julie, but that's more of my inherent magic. I have no idea if that applies to your guys' magic.
Look, again, if cantrips make you dazed, I can only imagine what higher level magic can do.
I take Gen's advice on this one. I'd say we stay away from magic unless absolutely necessary. Looks over at Callie. Sorry. That's...
I'm useless.
We should.
I have no
there's-
weapon and no spells either. Don't think I'm in a good position here. I can punch things. This is where the
I
extent of my
have
skills
my
end here.
bow.
Wait, I don't
I
have any of
have a-
my instruments either, do I?
You have your blade.
Yeah, you have your blade and your dress.
And Callie has her dress. I have my bow, some magic items, and my armor.
So,
Well, I guess maybe we move.
I have some
Alright.
magic items. Wait, I'm gonna pull out my magic, my magic daggers. I'm like, here,
Please
Callie,
front
this is what I best I can give you.
You pass the dagger to me, or
Yeah, I'll pass one to you. And I'll pass one to Callie.
What did these magic daggers do?
shiny?
They're shiny. I can read what the daggers do.
As Gen looks up the description for these daggers real quick, I give a look to the rest of the party. Well, I don't think we should stand still and dawdle. I would rather get out of here.
Probably
as soon as
not a great
possible.
idea.
Since my sword never usually kind of stretched me, they do. Alright, gentlemen, leave it to the bard to lead it, I suppose. Everyone behind me.
Right?
We should, again, Duckling. He kind of knows this area, so let's tread lightly, as he said.
I kind of look over at Duck like, do you want to give us any tips since you were last here? Anything we should be particularly aware of?
he kind of goes silent, not silent, but just looks down at himself a bit. And then looks at you, Orem. Don't fall off the edge is my immediate tip, as you say. But other
Damn,
than
that was my first idea. Alright.
But then, you're an adaptable bunch. I do not know what this place holds. This seems to be a memory of sorts.
Good memory or a bad one?
Bad. Points to Worm. Bad memory.
Right. Well, I turn back to Julie. Lead on then.
So,
Alright.
Julie, if you will, I would like you to roll me a d6.
Ah!
A decent. Gonna change that. Gonna hand Terry the mace. This is a +3 mace.
Also, if something, I'm gonna just hold an action to yank Julie back in case Julie falls or is about to be hit by something. Just be ready at all times for that little situation.
So,
This has a +3 melee weapon. It does max damage against evil eye, so you'll love that.
Oh yeah, just up my alley.
making your way through this whole ordeal. The path is very, very just big enough for all of you to go in a single file if you want, or in a file of 2, or however you wish to. God damn it, Julie. With passive perceptions from all of you, except for Terry, because Terry, you're fucking horrible.
It's a 12. Look how high that number is.
I know.
Full
Mystic
2
level
plus 10.
3. It's
Yes, but yes, as you're making, you would assume it's been like good 10 or so minutes, and you're maybe a third to halfway to the very edge of it. You've been, I guess, a bit like on the down, just slowly making your way downwards and occasionally levitating, but mostly keeping it lower than previously at the beginning. As if there's like a immediate transition over a specific point. All of a sudden you hear a sensation of crumbling on your, how to say this, on your feet, as if like the soles of your boots are starting to crumble, and then you realize the path behind you, about 15 to so feet that you went before, just starts to evaporate as the stony pathway just crumbles down and just drops into the void, and it all goes, like, basically it goes back to towards the beginning, and you see this entire pathway that you walk just crumbles down and just falls to the void.
Now, is it maintaining 15 feet behind us as we walk, or is it approaching us?
No, it's not approaching. You walk a specific distance, all of a sudden, be like 15 feet behind you, up to the beginning, just crumbles in a matter of like 10 seconds, and you see just a shit ton of stone just hit the void. You don't hear any sounds of clang. You just hear the rumbling, just kind of colliding with itself and echoing, but nothing. No loud like thuds somewhere below. And then you start to see to your lefts and to your rights, as you're walking through the path in the middle, shades of light, silhouettes of humanoids fighting, dying, dragging one another. You're in the midst of a battle of sorts. As you can, for Gen's perspective, you can count several hundred of these shades as far as the eye can see. Many of them laying on the ground that are dying. And all of you spot this. Well, I guess Terry, you spot just shiny lights everywhere now.
Oh yeah, shiny lights.
Yeah. Again, there's also immediate sensation of that rumbling deep in your stomach, an echo in the wind that is slowly becoming closer. The roar, the subtle rumbling of it. You see Ducklick observes the battle ongoing to the left and to the right. Every once in a while you just see a massive pillar of light hit a specific spot and the surrounding shades just gone. What you assume resembling bits and pieces of their bodies just go flying and dropping below your level into the void. Despite despite the carnage, this whole ordeal is silent. Also, give
Can
me a
I
second.
tell which?
Yeah, decide what you want to do. Give me a second.
Okay, cool. Kelly, did you get that? Plus 2. I'm gonna throw daggers.
Yes, I did. And they're daggers too.
Yeah, I'll give you 2. Because I have 4. So
Oh, jeez. Okay.
the attack is Dex plus proficiency plus 2, and the damage is a D4 plus 2 plus Dex plus proficiency.
Less proficiency. Oh, okay.
I mean, I assume we're not gonna touch, right? Just don't
I want to
touch
find.
the people locked in immortal combat.
Don't touch the shadows, and I want to find which direction the roar is coming from.
Well, you see, I'm not going to touch it, but I'm willing to throw a dwarf towards it to see what happens.
No, I think I'm good. I think I'll cut your fingers
Oh,
off if you try and pick me up to throw them.
Are you sure? I don't mind.
Yes, I'm very. Don't worry. I have no issue cutting your fingers off. You can just grow them back, like some eldritch horror.
Uh, yeah. I have my pro. Maybe
Well,
should've
I
kept
am
it.
back. So, what is the decision that you made?
Apparently, we're throwing Vorum into the no.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
Julie's attempting to throw Vorm, and Vorm is trying to cut Julie's fingers off.
Oof.
If he tries.
Can I
Any
tell which
defeated.
direction the roar is coming from?
Somewhere from the collage of buildings.
It's like these shadows, are they between us and the building?
No shadows seem to be on this path you're traversing, but to your left and to your right. Mere inches
So-
from the path, like when this continues. Like if there was like an invisible platform to your left and to your right, that's where the shades, I guess, replay the battle that used to be.
Let's continue forward cautiously. Everybody, stay close.
They're not bothering us. We don't need to bother them.
Right. Kind of
Shadows.
2x2 formation, and just keep your arms to your side.
No trying to molest any of the ghost warriors, Julie.
Just keep an eye. I kind of want to keep an eye out just in case if anyone gets too close to touching a shadow,
Yeah.
and just keep down the path, kind of just
So
cautiously.
Oh, give me a second. As you're walking, I would like Vorum again. I guess everybody except for Callie to roll me a history check.
Poor Kelly. This mortal plane stuff. Don't think about it too much.
Yeah.
History, oh no.
Yeah.
It's okay. If we ever go to the Feywild, it'll be all Cal.
Literally.
Since there's a lot of stones, does that give him advantage?
There's a lot of architecture over here.
The absence of architecture is interesting.
The absence of it. Oh my god, it's terrible.
History.
Julie.
I got a +4.
Okay. Okay, so let's go with Vorum's let's go first with Vorum's perspective. Vorum, as you're making your way through, and then a few more minutes pass. You see that the people, the shades, the silhouettes of them become more and more present, more and much more many, to the point that at a specific point you just see just almost like a breakthrough point, as it seems to be some sort of defensive fortification, all of it made of wood and makeshift stone that was bundled up into this uh, almost immediate wall, and you see people on top of the wall with spears and crossbows bending up whoever is charging at them. You see a lot of, and I mean a lot of fucking banners. Worm, immediately your eyes catch to one of the banners, and you immediately remember one of those banners being on yourself when one of the first dreams were. You dreamt one of those dreams where it was
Okay.
you, Julie, Dawkin, just on a carriage going, not a carriage, but like on a wagon going somewhere to battle. And you were all dressed with the same tabard. So, as for Harry, you observe some of these banners. You don't recognize any of them personally, but you spot one of what seems to be like a bouquet of roses that seems to be guarded like a mountain of gold by a dragon on top of it. You remember tales of this way, way long time ago being told by you as almost like a fairy tale of these knights of the Golden Order of Tenet. These very powerful, devoted people, men and women of the East, who swore to defend from anyone and anything that would disrupt a way of life, and was basically almost like a idealistic form of chivalry. From Gen's perspective, you also see the banner, and you know that this is the Golden Order of Tenet, and it was like a legendary paladin order 8 or 9 centuries ago that eventually got wiped out by the end, or I guess by the Scorched Line, as they were at the defending side. But since anybody who was at the final battle was incinerated, so did all of the order with it. For Julie, though, you see the banner. You have no recollection of it at all. But as you come a bit closer and just observe of it, you see the dragon in one of the flying banners close to this barricade. Seems to be almost like it look like, even though there's no wind, like there's slight wind, in the winds of the specters in the banner looks like it's howling winds as it's blowing everywhere. As the banner goes still, you see the dragon on top of the bouquet starts looking at you, and you realize something. That is Paranama. Just without any thought or reason, you just immediately recognize it, and you don't know why yourself.
We're in the presence of Paranama. He's just up ahead. She is just up ahead.
Well then.
Just as I thought.
Vorum, do you have that dagger hidden on you somewhere? Please tell me you do.
I will double check myself. I know, Eric's, you didn't say it when you initially said what I had. I'm just checking.
No, you look around, and there's nothing.
Well,
And
Okay.
ironically,
I just kind of
or-
stare
or-
at Julie and say, "You have my hopes and dreams. It is
or-
all you have."
Or as you observe, like your just pockets, and I guess all the clothing, just in case there's like, because you remember you gave it to Ducklick and Ducklick gave it to the Smiths, so like, they made it a proper dagger. And as soon as we like look, and there's like this sensation of dread of like, is this the fucking time? Roll me an insight check with a disadvantage.
With disadvantage. Insight with disadvantage. Okay.
Can I attempt to inspire him to find his fucking dad? Oh, he already rolled. Never mind.
It's very like, look
21.
harder.
As you look,
Your inspiration is just a very disappointed
Yeah.
look.
uh,
21.
yeah. As you're observing, and the dread sets in. As you finish looking, and everybody's looking kind of almost eagerly at your like positive response, you have nothing to show. But then an immediate sensation of warm washes over you, like a mild summer wind in this cold, abandoned place. You don't know where it came from, but you have this sensation that everything is gonna be alright. The dagger is not needed. You don't know why. You don't know why.
It'll be fine.
I'm still
looking at
towards
Voim
the-
legitimately believing this, like, the hell did they do to him?
I'm not even looking at. I'm still looking towards like the path and stuff. Like, guys, I don't know. I think this might be Paranama trying to reach out to us. Whether that's good or bad. Ooh.
We won't know if we stand still. Really? Lead the way.
I mean, again, we've been in this somewhat. Some of it.
Okay, who's leading? Who's leading?
It's still Julie, unless Julie has objections past this point.
I mean,
Nope, that only steeled my will. Everyone behind me. I'm going forward.
I'll go forward.
Okay. Roll me a d10. Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
I'm just keeping an eye out for these shadows here. A D10, geez.
You see that. You see as you're walking, and it takes additional like few minutes. You walk past the barricade, as the path does not encompass the barricade, but you can see almost like the thickness of it through the sides. It was like 10 or so feet of just random stuff, from just stones that were in place to just crates and boxes unshoveled together. As you make your way through it, you see from everybody's, okay, so about 10 minutes happen, and all of a sudden that sensation, the familiar sensation of maybe 25 feet behind you, all of a sudden everything just crumbles, and the path that you all walk just gets destroyed, and everything is chucked into the void. You see that the shades are no longer dying or like fighting. They seem to be running towards the place you walked, like towards, you assume, the barricade, as you see men are shouting orders. Well, I guess you don't hear it, but you see people standing on top of like crates and boxes yelling, as you see dozens of people essentially going with weapons drawn. Occasionally you see like arrows, like silhouettes of arrows just hit the ground in the surrounding areas. Everything is fine. Takes you about 10 more minutes as you see the place is relatively calmer. There's no like rage of the battle yet. but you see people are running and basically enforcing it as best as they can. You are maybe 100 or so feet to just a 90-degree angle of the end of your road and just a path upwards into the keep, which is, it looks like the same path but just on a fucking wall. And you see buildings from outside, like from way distance. It looks like it's normal sets of buildings, just weirdly placed. Now you see it's almost as if somebody who never seen a house was told to draw a house, a temple, a market stall. It's all mangled and distorted. You can see some places don't even like have windows, but windows that are just sealed off by stone. You see stalls that are more like formations of trees, less like a table with some items. The whole place is dead and abandoned. Everything is quiet on the wall of this place. What is everybody doing?
Vorm's just kind of gonna look at the eerily empty scene, and then just kind of say, "Well, it's definitely creepy, and I don't want to be here, but it could be worse so far."
Continue forward. Don't look back.
Just keep walking, keep walking.
Keep walking, keep walking.
I mean, there's no.
Felix later is the one who says to go forward. Let's go forward.
Maybe we should pick up the pace. Maybe do some little bit of speed walking here.
We're being led forward with no chance to turn back. So. Okay.
Let's pick up the pace. Let's get moving.
So you approach just a 9-degree angle. You see the continuation of the road just is on the wall that goes up maybe 700 or 800 feet. And you see, if you go to the very end of this path and look up, it looks like you're looking just like at a normal pathway that is kind of wobbly and kind of twisted, and it looks like a demented picture of like a street.
I want to put a hand up on this road going up. Is it solid?
As soon as you touch it, all of a sudden the sensation of gravity flips. As all of us roll me you know what? Roll me fucking acrobatics.
Hell yeah, an acrobatics roll.
I've never rolled one of those. Wait a minute, let me check what my acrobatics is.
What is this? What is this black magic?
What's that? There you go.
D.
Yeah, you all of a sudden just feel a sensation and you catch on yourself and just kind of go on the road. Now you just see everybody else staring at you weirdly at a weird angle, and you just see.
Yeah, I'm looking down at them, and I just shrug and turn and start walking on the road.
Oh my god! You see, Duckling just looks at it and looks at you, and just impressive, but weird nonetheless.
Hey. All right then, it's a new one.
Well, I suppose my turn, and I will attempt to make the step.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, are you gonna just try to continue?
All acrobatics.
Yeah, just continuing.
You want to attempt to just walk it like it's like I'm gonna walk on a wall, but actually just walking on another floor.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I would say you don't even need to roll it. You just do a smoothest transition.
just
Can I roll it? Can I? I hardly ever get to use acrobatics.
Sure. If you want to make it something fancy, let's go.
Oh, I'm
Go
Julie.
please.
I have to make it fancy.
Like,
So, like-
no, I'm messing with you.
do like a flip on
Oh no. Yeah. So yeah, all of you fancy bedazzled fucking make it. On
Taking
the...
Gen's take as a challenge here.
Uh-huh. You see,
You're all
Duckworth-
like full lipping and stuff on the low. I just turn and look over my shoulder like, what the hell are y'all doing?
Man,
Yeah,
I should have asked for an athletics check. That would have been...
everybody makes it across without any hesitation.
It's the little
uh,
things you have to appreciate in life. Like
Right.
gravity changing.
Do you need help for him?
Born. Oh my god. Don't say it like that. Holy fucking shit.
Dwarf's pride has been, you could say, dwarfed.
Hello, sorry, my audio keeps cutting out for some reason.
Oh,
I'm
no.
almost curious to see what would happen if I cast reverse gravity on Vorum before he steps on the. I'm not going to do it.
You said acrobatics, didn't you?
Yeah.
And, you don't have to unless you want to do fancy.
No, fuck that. I look down into the void. I'm like, no, I'm good.
Just fucking ragdolls into the void.
Callie's the only one just floats up, like.
Yep, that's fine.
Julie's walking and just does like front flip in heels and keeps going.
Just walking ahead of you guys, and I just look back for a second, and then just okay, keep going.
So, wait a minute. Julie, I would like you to roll me a d12.
Not a D10.
Oh my fucking god. Rolling very low, very cool. Okay.
Like this. Keep doing this, Julie.
For fuck's sake, shut up. So as you make it your just into this street, all of a sudden you hear a handful of horns somewhere in the vicinity as you see specters of light manifest like maybe 20 or so feet to your left, like immediate left. And they seem to be on a rooftop. One of them seems to be holding the horn and blowing it wildly, while others seems to have some sort of spyglass. As one of them yells out, "We need more men on the left flank!" And all of a sudden, the guy on the horn starts to do like a tune. And then the shade just dissipates. So, walking through this. What's your walking, I guess, for now? And I need specifics.
Okay.
I think Julie's still in the lead. I'm right behind Julie.
Well, Gen went first ahead of me, so unless he fell back into line, it would be Gen then me.
It's up to you, Gen. Stay in the front.
I'm still walking forward.
No!
Yeah.
Alright, Gen's getting a little too comfortable. I guess it's kind of how the universe works.
And I'd have Callie pulled in behind me so that I could have immediate access to protect her.
Yeah, I'm trying to naturally follow the person who's in front, behind them. So I'd move to Gen at this point if Julie's no longer in front.
Sure.
So Gen, Terry, Julie, Callie, then Vorm.
Everybody roll me a perception check. If you will.
Yeah, I can't wait to. Just help Gen since I'm right next to him. Can I just? Gonna help you out, Gen here.
Can I steal one of the advantages?
I sure.
Oh yeah,
talk
yeah,
to
you
Prince.
can, you can, you can, you can.
Alright.
I roll 33.
Jesus Christ, again. Okay, all of you can feel the sensation of rumbling the first few steps you actually take into this, and just walking, it looks like just observing the surroundings. The street is wide, maybe 40-50 feet wide. You can clearly have more than enough room to spread apart or go in a single file. The the surroundings of just to your left and to your right beyond the street is just void, while the streets, the buildings, everything seems to be like like a painting made of water paint. It's all blurry and messed up, and the more you continue up, or I guess forward, the more diluted it is. Everything just kind of blends together in this mucky, grayish, darkish coloration. About half a minute or so, you all of a sudden, all of you hear a rumbling. Again, you hear with the rumbling that it just kind of goes through your entire body. You also hear the sensation of a roar. One of desperation and pain, anger and frustration. As the entire ground shakes, you see almost like snatches of the walls, the street view almost snatches off its, I guess, placement, and you see these grayish orbs just kind of split off from the surrounding area and just starts slowly float around by the dozens, about like several inches big. These grayish bubbles just like a tree that has gone shaken out of its nuts. It's just slowly floating all around the streets. So, what would you like it to do?
What's a breakthrough? Feeling this emotion and stuff. I guess Terry would kind of see like a flinch, a slight flinch again, and then pick up the pace. He's like, just start moving just a bit faster.
Out of curiosity, do you want to try magic again real quick?
Kind of stop. Are you sure? I mean, it seems like the closer we get to wherever we're going.
Precisely. I'm willing to risk it.
Julie,
Okay.
but I'm not sure we're willing to risk you here. Come on.
I mean,
Is this necessary?
Terry, stand by in case she goes days again. We kind of don't want to stop the void is reaching closer.
Alright, let's cast it on the fly then. Come on, let's keep walking.
I will keep walking forward, and I will use Mage Hand again, just to kind of reach into the void. Just send a Mage Hand out into the void.
Okay. So, um,
Oh,
it's Bless you.
Bless you.
So as you cast the
God's
spell,
bless.
all of a sudden, a sensation, an intense sensation of smoke reaches into your nostrils to the point that you feel like you're suffocating on just raw smoke. You start to your eyes start to water. You have a sensation of throwing up, and you hear distant echoes of screams, and you hear someone asking for water before almost immediately just ends. I would like you, Jill, to roll me a d2 and a con save.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Oh god.
2. You got this, Julie.
See, when Terry's concerned for safety, you should very much be too.
But where's the fun in that?
Oh,
28.
hey, look at you.
Oh.
So, from everybody else's perspective, you all of a sudden see Jill just kind of clutch up as if like almost like something in her chest tighten, as she starts to cough up, and you see her eyes water as she gets on her knees. And you all see the liquid that comes out of her mouth and eyes are ones of inky starry void. Julie, as you come to, you're on the ground, and you see essentially what Curian was spilling out of your orifices. You also suffer 1 point of exhaustion.
Jump. Kind of
Oh,
like lean
No, okay,
down.
no more magic. That
Yeah, no. So like hold a hand out.
As Gen holds a hand up, Terry takes a step in, grabs Julie from the back of the clothing, just yanks Julie up, just off the ground. Can you stand?
So there's like a tiny puddle of what from Julie came out, and all of a sudden you see it start to immediately like into the ground, and the section of the ground where this liquid was, it is nowhere to be seen.
Okay. No magic. Don't touch that stuff.
no.
Well, now we
Can you
know
stand,
though.
Julie?
Now
Terry
we
still has
know.
you up.
That's the important. It's better we know now than know later.
This is
Is it
true.
bad?
It's
Okay.
good, but it could have been much worse.
I'm gonna leave you to Callie. He sets you down. Let's keep
Good.
moving.
We're
To her
like
face
this.
and like looks at her like, "Are you okay?"
I'll wipe the corners of my mouth, tuck my hair back behind my ear. I'll be fine, love. Don't worry.
let's keep moving. The sooner we can figure out what's going on, the sooner we can get out of this void, demi space, dreamscape, whatever, wherever we are.
So, while there's plentiful of these orbs floating mid-air, they are very slow moving, and all like a lot of the space in the rope, because it's so wide and big, is easy to just traverse without interacting with any of them, unless you want to do that purposely.
I don't
Just
like how that
keep walking.
sounds.
Just keep walking.
How's Duck Lick this whole time? Is he
Ducklick is just observing. He seems to be just looking through, I guess, the streets and just kind of see it. And the streets maybe like from the path are maybe 120, 150 in both directions since you're in the center. But beyond it, it's just void, same as on the path previously. He observed what happened to Julie, but he said nothing, and he's just observing the surrounding area. Um,
Continue walking, but I'm going to ask Ducklick, do you know these orbs? You said you've been to this keep, you called it. Is this normal?
no. These orbs are not natural. I suggest you stay away from them. But I have a theory where we are, and I do not like what I'm thinking.
You want to
Yep,
share with the
Ducklick.
class?
Ducklick, this is life or death. Oh, don't hesitate here.
Well, it's not exactly. It's not exactly too complicated to understand. This is the battle for the keep. This has transpired way after my death, about 7 or so centuries ago. And
I got the feeling that. Oh, sorry.
yeah, and I only got recently, I guess, told about the situation of what transpired, at least from all the sources that were managed to be gathered. Technically, you should know more about this than I.
Yeah, I was kind of piecing that together. This seems like a place pulled out of time, or maybe stuck in a loop, forever repeating the last battle when everything was scorched. Perhaps Paranama is also stuck in this loop in her mind. Maybe this is one way we need to free her, freeing her mind from this, what happened.
Okay. So, again, you're leading one, right? You're the leader, right? You're the first one.
Yeah.
Roll me a d20.
D20.
Yes. Oh, God. Wow, we've
Should let Julie back there front so she can get the low rolls. It's okay.
So
I'm ready.
you're making your way through this place, and about maybe 3 minutes, it all just becomes like a blur. Like there's no consistency on the streets to your left or right. The only thing you can see that you kind of can get is the rooftops of buildings, but the rest is just literally just blur. As the ground shakes once more, and you see all the droplets, all the orbs that were floating, all of a sudden loses the sensation of gravity, just drop on the ground. Not hitting you, mind you, but just drop on the ground. And you hear this hollowed out, like, whimper at the very start of where you began. Multiple whimpers. Again, as you look back, about 500 or so feet, at the very edge of, I guess, the beginning of where you got this journey into the street, you see a few dozen manifestations of specters of just this grayish white coloration as the whimpers escalate in matter of seconds by the dozens. And give me a second, where is the picture? I got it on screen, but where's the actual picture? Oh, yeah, found it. So, that's folder. Yeah, this is what you see by the dozens at the beginning of your travel.
Oh no.
As the whimpers becomes a sea of wails. And while they seem to be immediately like conscious and fast, they seem to be almost confused and they kind of look around, but they're slowly approaching towards your position. Like we're talking slow. As you can now hear whispers, hushed murmurs, incomprehensible in tongue and thought. Okay, and from your perspective, where you are basically at the very end of the road, of the path, as it leads towards nothing. It is a dead end. I would like everybody to roll me a perception check.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Because time is short.
Ken, you have my advantage.
Because time is short. Let me change some music. Something a bit more upbeat as
Upbeat?
as time is slowly sinking away.
So much more upbeat.
Of course.
So much more upbeat. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
36, 32.
Okay. So again, Julie. In the streets by the edge, it literally leads to the void. You don't know if you need to jump or not. So you look around and just see the vicinity. At the moment, beyond your path that you walk, everything in the surrounding vicinity is just blurred. Just like a painting that was just blurred in a single pattern just became a blob. To almost like few feet to your right by the end of this, you see an inconsistency in the pattern, as if a sudden corridor that has been left just there, that you could cross in a single file without hesitation.
Move.
Go. I point and push Terry. Go.
Terry's going.
As soon as you make any noise, you see all the shrieks escalate as a handful of them start pointing fingers at your location. I would like all of you to make me an intelligence saving throw.
No.
Oh crap.
Oh gosh. Intelligence save. Okay, let's see.
No.
Is this a charm and or fear effect?
Yeah, which either.
Charm or fear? Yeah, it's a fear.
I'm
So-
going to
nice.
roll luck.
Oh,
So
Thank
I get
goodness, I actually
advantage.
it's good to know. That's You got one more. Yeah, hell yeah, that 11's gonna really come in handy.
Oh my fucking god, really?
I got a 5 and then a 6.
Everybody except for Julie succeeds. All of you are, as soon as you were told to go through the corridor, all of a sudden, you stop in
We
your
needed
steps.
a low check.
As all of you start to hear whispers, traitors, you will be hanged for insubordination. Come here. As you see the specter start to quite rapidly approach towards you. Julie, you're the only one. You are only one, except for Ducklick, who is not petrified in place out of fear.
Oh, I'm the only one that's not
Reductive.
petrified.
Yes. No, they're not petrified, but they're just like statues frozen in fear, eyeing the oncoming horde of specters. So,
Was Terry already pushed?
Terry was pushed, yes.
Alright. First
Yeah.
act, I grab Callie and throw her down there too.
Okay. Isn't that- You know,
I like to imagine if she's slightly smaller size, you just yeet her over your shoulder.
Okay, I'm just gonna make something stupid because Ducklick is stupid. Oh god. Okay.
Yeet.
Okay. All of a sudden, all of you, you see Ducklick all of a sudden clutches his fist as looking at the swarm, and then kind of almost like aims with his palm at all of you, and then snaps his fingers, and all of a sudden you are all encompassed with this dark greenish fire, and you are no longer fearful for your life, and you can proceed as normal.
I reckon you have to go first.
Proceed, I will.
But
Like, no-
before you go, you all of a sudden you just hear a sudden shriek of dragons from the path you came from, and all of a sudden you see the beginning of the pathway you went into this place just cracks. As you see the section of the streets just cracks and just start to just float in the void. As you see those specters who are left on those floating pieces jump out and immediately go after you. You're about 200 feet away from them. What would you like to do?
I'm still pushing people inside the top.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing. Like, as soon as I snap out of it, Terry's already in there. I see Julie
Yeah.
throw Callie. I grab Vorum, throw him in there.
Okay. So, the pathway through the grayish mist. It takes you a good 20 or so feet. You can hear the sound of the street cracking, the heavy stones lifting, and what you assume buildings colliding with each other from the free fall of gravity. Going for 20 feet, all of a sudden, 60-degree turn. And what you see is like almost like an end of an alleyway made into like a small garden. The trees, anything, the benches, all of it is just diluted and just almost like part of the background. While in the center of this, there is a well.
Hey, look down the well.
Like
Looking down the well, you see bright shimmering light as if water illuminated, and you see your own all of your own reflections draped in this darkish goo of the stars.
there's nothing else around but this well.
Yeah. You still hear the screeching of the specters. You hear the cracks and the shudderings of yeah.
Can we see? Can I tell how deep the well?
Huh?
Yeah. Like, how
Jump into
wide
this
and
well.
then how deep is it?
You don't know how deep it is because you assume the water is like 3 feet into the well, just like full. But wide, it's a massive well. It's not like a tiny one. It's like 15 feet wide.
Alright, heavy, no die man, you're up. Yeet yourself down it.
Yeah, Terry, like,
Uh,
puts himself over the edge of it. Alright. Let's go
If your
in
legs break, scream.
And I go into the well in full plate armor.
Okay. All of a sudden, you see as Terry submerges, the slight shimmers on the water can be seen, but nothing else.
all right, let's go. I mean,
Any
there's no.
screams of pain?
Nope.
Okay, it's fine. It's already data impact. Either way, probably better than this.
Yeah.
Before I jump in, I'm just gonna give one last look around and see if there's anything I can notice.
Oh,
roll me a perception check.
And you see a door with a label exit on there.
Yeah, Terry, I'm sorry you did.
I want to do the same. Like, if I'm kind of looking back, seeing if we're being like the shadows are coming through the corridor.
Okay, so Julie, looking at all your reflections, you see, just yourself draped in this wood goo. Interesting thing about Duckling, though, he seems to his body doesn't seem to be, but his fire seems to be burning in it. And you can see from you assume this whole platform is a single stone block as you start to see the cracks of what you saw outside just splintering off the entire street. You see the splinters just reaching the outside of the garden, and you can see it becomes slowly but surely widening as you can hear more and more cracks. Yeah. Give me a second, I'm just gonna do this again.
It's time to go.
All right. Yep. I'm all for it.
No place but to go forward, and then just gonna dive in.
I will sit at the edge of the well, and I'll open my arms to hug Callie. And if she accepts the hug, I'll roll back with her and go.
You leap into her arms.
She's like leaps into your arms, and you just roll backwards.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I'll head off as well.
Okay. So, let me check if this is the actual good ambience, because I think it is. So, the first sensation that you all feel is one of immediate gravity. Oh, let's go. Yeah, you feel immediate gravity, immediate stench of putridness, and just sounds of rain. You I guess for Terry, because Terry immediately jumped first. Terry, as you jump down, you see that you're no longer this demented place in the middle of void anywhere. You seem to be at the end of like a drainage system, as there's like a small sewage river that seems to be pouring outside into just a graded area that is just sealed off, but the water goes through the holes and just goes outside. Looking outside through the grates, you see what you assume are tens of thousands of people battling it out, but the rain is so heavy you cannot hear anything like super severe, except occasionally a rumbling as like a catapult or trebuchet impacts the side of the mountain and the entire place rumbles. Also, you do see smoke rising from, I guess, below you. But up here, it is relatively quiet, as in a matter of seconds, out of nowhere, the rest of the group just drops in as well. You look at the place where you drop, and there's literally not a single like hole that goes into this place. It is a dead end. But you see that the water is going from somewhere along this sewage tunnel. So yeah, you are observing a battle that's going on outside.
I make my way closer to the way outside as they kind of sort themselves out. Curiosity, kind of like looking out, seeing what I can figure out.
Roll me a perception check.
Yeah, can't wait to really see what's going on.
Who knows?
Oh, wow! I'll take it.
There.
Yeah. Heavy rain, fires that are getting doused out by this immediate torrential rain. You see massive constructs of siege engines. You see a barricade. You see people fighting. You assume maybe like half a mile away. If you listen in closely, can hear beyond the rain just clashes of swords, and occasionally a scream can be heard. But
I'm
the
guessing I don't have my time orb back.
no,
They still have it.
but yeah, the rest of you also make this canal.
Compared
Oh.
to where we were, is this and the lack of music, is this more calm?
This is
Imminent danger anywhere?
if you make it, it looks like a normal sewage grate. It's smelly, but it's nothing too serious. You see, there's an extreme like river of water that is going into this end of the drainage, and through these holes where water pours out, you can see that there is a siege going like half a mile away. I guess targeting this place. Besides that, the place is relatively calm. Mind you, occasionally you just hear a rumble as a massive stone just collapses into somewhere in the mountain or the city.
Eh, is there any other paths leading anywhere, or just to this sewer grate?
The source of the water, I guess. But
We can either
also,
go towards where the water's coming from or where it's going.
where it's going, it seems to be going like you're basically at the end of where it's going, as it is going through the grate and I guess dropping into the side of the mountain. Uh,
So,
I would like everybody else to roll me a perception check as well.
It'll be hard to beat mine. It's not like with modifier can actually just beat it by itself or anything. We're just gonna talk about that. You're not gonna bring that one up. Absolutely ridiculous.
God.
And got 6-9 on his rolls. Let's go. Child's brain go bird.
Okay. So. um. As you just observe, and you can all hear the clashing of battle as this rain is seemingly unnatural. Julie and Gen, through the great holes, through the darkened skies that is pouring out, every once in a while there is a crackling of lightning, and through it you see massive floating cities hovering in the horizon of, I guess, where the siege is coming from. Additionally, for the all of you, you hear a rumbling down where the water is coming from. A rumbling of a dragon. No two ways about it. The same familiar rumbling again, one of pain and anger, one of suffering.
and it's where the water's coming from.
Yes.
Gotta
Question.
start moving that way.
Based based on the siege equipment back around there, does it seem like we're in the same era? We time traveled is what I'm asking.
You gonna ask it somewhere, or you wanna roll a history check?
I want to roll a history check just to see if this equipment looks like this is the kind. What's the far-fetched thing? All right, let's see here. My history is 5.
I start moving towards the sound. I'm like, This way.
The equipment looks like siege equipment has not massively evolved in the past centuries. Uh, but yeah, it looks like you have traveled back in time, seeing that you are in a place that is no longer uh there.
Oh, guys, we've done it again.
Yeah, now I'm moving towards the sound. I'm like, guys, I feel it.
Okay.
Believe she's this way.
All right.
So
Just fair heads up here, guys. I think we've time traveled.
I mean, we're obviously stuck in some type of loop. Something.
you as you
Obviously,
all
what
as
was
you,
obvious about that? He looks like.
as
When did this become super clear?
I kid.
as you go from the grate and follow the water stream, you see Ducklick is just kind of observing the surrounding through the grate, and just kind of stays there.
No.
He is not following you.
Back.
So, anything you like to do while going? Also, how you proceeding? Just running, walking.
I mean, I don't think we're gonna. How far is it? I don't think we're gonna run off into the distance.
Wow.
But it seems that it goes for a bit. It's the wide, like it's 50 feet wide. You can easily walk on through it, but because it's raining and it's not exactly the brightest part of the day, the visibility in it is kind of low, and you don't really see the end of where this is coming from. You do know that going through here, you will eventually reach the roar, I guess the source of it. Seeing that the echo of it just rumbles through and echoes through the cave, through the sewer. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
I say we go for a good march, but I don't think running off into the rain when we don't actually know exactly how far we're going is a great idea.
Ducklick is staying behind. Kind of look back at him. Is there a problem, Ducklick?
It kind of looks back at you. And looks back through the grates. I shall try something. And then all of a sudden he vanishes.
Wait a
Okay.
minute. Can I attempt to cast a basic cantrip of minor illusion and just see if that?
Yep, it works.
It's like magic
Or-
safe.
Magic is safe.
Let's go.
All right. Proceed cautiously. Don't know what's up with Ducklick, but I'm curious. I think she's trying to bring us as close to her as she can. Again, I don't know for good or for bad, but I think that's the only way we're going to figure out what's going on.
So, as you hear a massive loud roar, few minutes in, just this, like, every once in a while you hear the soft rumbles of a dragon, and occasionally just a roar out of spite that echoes. About 4 or so minutes walking, and all not full darkness, but it's very dark. You see that the water level just rises maybe up to like a feet or so as water begins to go further and further. And you are essentially greeted by a sudden exit to your immediate left as the end of the tunnel ends and there's a left. and you see that it's a semi-open grate that can be easily just kicked open if anybody tries. And in it, you see a raised platform, and on it, give me a second. You see a familiar figure. Give me a second. Where is it? What is it? Shit. Hell yeah. You see a familiar figure of what seems to be a half-decayed or half-destroyed ancient golden dragon with eyes glaring pristine sapphire, as it seems to be chained by countless of chains and screeching in pain. It is no longer a living thing, or has not been for a very, very long time. And by it, in front of those chains, there is a group of people, uh, all in these nice bluish cloaks, huddled up almost next to the head of the beast as it tries to screech and occasionally reach with its maw and try to just bite into one of them. Again, you immediately recognize one of those people as two.
S2.
Yeah, as two. As you see the gaze of a dragon immediately shifts towards. Oh, wait. Wait. Yeah, you did a march, yeah. So, you see immediately as you approach the grave, just observe the place, you see that the platform is maybe 200 feet in all sides, and you see that there's like this a slight elevation as the surrounding area is just pouring down. It looks like the main chamber of a sewage, and this is one of the grates that water goes out. The chamber seems to be naturally lit by some light source, but there is no light. And you immediately see its sapphire eyes lock to yours. Whoever goes look out first into that.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
I'll
looking
probably
out.
take the lead on this one.
Nah, I was-
If there's a deadly dragon, it's chains up there. I'm sorry, but I don't feel comfortable letting someone with below 500 HP lead.
I feel like you should open the door and immediately just like a blast of fire hits you. Shuts the door again. It's good. It's in there, yeah.
So
Yeah,
it'd be
but
right behind me, but I don't feel comfortable not having someone with a more bulky.
But what I'm saying though is because I took walk down first, so I probably would have ran into the Greek.
What are you doing?
Marching for a bit. There's a chance to change march order.
So what is everybody doing as the golden dragon, the golden Dracolich, glares at you?
I'm gonna slowly walk towards him, kind of raise a hand with a little hello.
I mean, you have to open
You
the
all
first.
you all hear a whisper into your mind. What have you done? You shouldn't be here. As the Council of Six immediately looks at the vicinity of your place, and you see two, with her staff, everything the same except for her herd, walks up a bit closer towards you as you're walking slightly below and saying, "Ah, what impeccable timing. The heroes have come to complete the cycle."
Have we?
Yes.
You kind of look around at all of us. Damn, this is depressing.
Not
I'll
looking.
kind of look around. Heroes where?
My focus is still on Paranama.
Getty, you hear a whisper in your head. What have you done? You doomed us all. You doomed the world.
And darn it, why'd you doom the world?
We're trying to save the world. We're trying to save you. Tell us how we can help.
Kill me. And you see its gaze kind of leans towards you again, and you see its whole body just kind of almost in frustration tries to push itself towards you. And almost then you see two just raise the hand and clutch it, and all of a sudden you see all the chains start to glow in bright bluish light, and you hear the screech of a dragon once more. Yes, you are heroes that completed the cycle and sealed the fate of the world.
What sealed the fate of the world to what? What's the fate we sealed?
Why are you doing this? Why are you releasing this plague?
Oh. You see other members now looking at you. Two of them are human, two of them are elves, and one is a tabaxi. And of course includes and then of course you got the two who's also a human. All of them have bluish skin, and the tabaxi has bluish fur with these grayish spots, as they seem to be neutral to slightly amused, while two has her hand in her palm and she almost like blushing out of excitement.
Can answers anyone? This is very cool and vague and great show, but
no answers needed. All you need to do is just die. You completed your part.
oh no.
No, it was. You've been behind this the whole time.
If it's just him that needs to die, that's not too much of an issue.
He like glares back and forth. Well,
why?
if this is gonna turn hostile, I'd like to subtle cast time stop.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, you cast time stop. The time freezes in place, and you see all of them are still moving in the exact way as they did.
You just see Terry like.
Yes, yes, go on, silly human. Oh, so proud and tall. Swing your swords, swing your knives at us. I like to see you try.
Hey, I don't think we're gonna have.
No. Terry. This is Terry. Terry, you have 5 rounds. You have 5 rounds. They're all looking at you. Like only 2 seems to be very enjoying. The rest of them draw their blades at you.
Oh
Everything else is grayed out and time is frozen in place.
Oh, we're all frozen too.
Does being a lesser god give me any movement here?
No.
Okay.
We're all frozen. It's just Terry.
No.
It's just Terry. Just Terry left here.
Terry, no. No, Terry, no.
You got 5 rounds, Terry. What you do?
Tick, tick, tick.
He looks at the he looks at the dragon and he looks at them. This isn't gonna end well for us, is it?
The dragon is still in time. You're the only one that is.
Yeah, no, he's not talking to the dragon. He's talking to them. He just glanced at the dragon, looking at the situation.
Oh no! You sealed the fate of your world, and I guess it's you to thank it for.
Seal it to what? Time's ticking.
How did you think Paranama got its corruption at the first place?
Son of a... we're the plague bearers. Alright. Alright,
Come on.
going to-
Come on. She kind of walks she walks towards you, Terry, a look of almost like joyous optimism into his face as she takes off her massive woolen cloak, and she kind of has her she just has normal plain clothes on top of her. She has her hands open as she glares at you with joyous eyes and a bit of demented admiration towards you. Come on, brave little man in black tin armor, swing at me.
No, this is probably gonna be really stupid. I don't think it would ever work twice, but I wish upon a star.
Okay.
Pull us back 10 minutes.
Pull us 10 minutes in time.
10 minutes. We just need to not enter this room. That's all we need to do.
All of a sudden, as you cast the spell, all of a sudden, you see something happening, something reverting back, and all of a sudden it just stays still. As you see the Tabaxi raise its left hand slightly with 2 fingers up, and then he kind of puts them down. 2 looks absolutely amused at you. Oh, by the way, 2 rounds have gone by. 3 more to go. What are you gonna do, Terry?
The fate of the world is sealed. Can we go back?
Oh, no. Well, it's fated to die. And it's always been its fate.
Can we
And
go back though? Terry, like, can we go back?
so you're not gonna swing at me? No. Aw. How absurdly stupid. Terry, she takes a swing at her staff, and it's a normal looking staff.
I don't think anything with these people are normal.
No. As she swings once at you, and you are sent flying, dealt 122 divine damage.
Saving throw, no AC, just damage.
Her AC, her to hit is a lot higher than your to just, yeah. The modifier checks out. Unless you want me to roll to crit.
You don't need to do that. That's no real reason to. You don't need to.
So, you lost 122 hit. As you hear your chassis slightly crumple from the impact, as she looks, that amused smirk looks very, very disappointed at you.
I don't think I'm looking for the approval of this person, honestly, here. With that said, I'm ending the time warp at this point, even if it's early, because this is gaining us nothing. And I look over to everyone else.
For us, he's there for a minute. We blink, and he's not there anymore.
Yeah, you see him. You see too, as now kind of taken off her cloak, and she has like a stab just after like a motion of swing, and you see Terra like fucking 20 feet away with just like just the chassis.
I like blink, see him gone, see him turn around, see him like his armor crumpled, look back. We are open to negotiations.
In Julie's head at this point, I just yell, because I still have that link with Julie at this moment. I just yell, "Run! Out of here!"
We are willing to negotiate.
I'm looking at Paranama, and I look over at Terry. Just what the hell did you do this time?
Paranama.
No, that's not the Paranama. Like looking over at Terry, like, what did you do? I look back and I'm like, I kind of look like over to Joel, like we can't fight you.
Hmm. See,
No, I'm getting that distinct impression.
see, uh, a major band of runaway prisoners, is nothing that we haven't done or dealt with before. Who just exclaims. But I think you at least deserve just slightly more painful death, as yes, you are in the famous Battle of the Keep, as all of it will be destroyed by us, of course. And then, of course, you, like the rest of these cursed armies, will be encased in the Scorch Line forever. You see Paranama staring at you, Julie. And then stares at Terry, then stares at Callie, then stares at again, and almost like scoffs.
Paranama, I know you are looking for death, but you need to live for the sake of Zaria, for the sake of all your descendants.
My descendants. No. They're all dead. They're all
No.
supposed to be dead. And all of a sudden you see the Paranama almost with like a newfound strength, trying to spread its wings and snapping two or three of those chains, all of a sudden getting all the attention of the council as they all turn around. All of a sudden,
We'll have to beat them. We just have to distract them.
all of a sudden, you just all of a sudden you see from the maw of this dragon that is empty and voidish starts to engulf in this blackish goo, in this cosmic void, as it almost immediately encompasses its entire body, and you see half of its neck still remains that remnant of a gold, while the other half is just diluted in this inky void as it screeches at all of you, uh, and all of it goes blank. So, so. Terry, my boy.
That's me.
That's me. um, so, you all of a sudden, uh, you feel like you're swirling in darkness, and all of a sudden the gravity picks you up once more as you feel a slap or a punch into your mouth.
Oh.
You all of a sudden look around and you see Tabby looking at you. Eyes
was
filled with tears as uh as uh
Oh,
as she seems to be trying to wake you up, and you move your face and you feel your itches pain all fucking over.
Because I have just been recently thrown into a wall for what would kill 100 peasants. Ow. Ow. Just kind of look, Terry's like shaking a bit here, like it looks around, recenters, figure out what the hell just happened. Abby, how long have I been out?
She almost like pissed off. She kind of clutches her fist, and then kind of lets it go, and then she kind of composes herself, looks at you. You've been out for about 2 minutes, not breathing, not moving, and getting paler by the moment. As she clutches her fist again, and she like looks at you like where to aim it.
Yeah, I kind of like just go in for a hug at that point. Terry seems incredibly relieved to be alive at this very moment.
She immediately grabs you by the chest. You're still wearing your armor, and she's like, "Oh no, you're not getting away with this." So and she starts like punching your armor, but it's no use. Of course,
There's kind of just a laugh coming from Terry at this point.
again,
Just like some tears down his face.
yeah, again,
Change thing.
Julie, Callie, you all of a sudden make your way back to conscience. Same with you, Worm. Worm, actually, you were already asleep, but you just woken up. In a very undisclosed location.
Damn, that was a shitty dream.
Yeah. So it is currently midnight. Few minutes past it actually. As it is calm, both in Haprona, both in Noek. Both places are pretty chill and darkness engulfs it all. So, what is your deal? You haven't taken a long rest, by the way. You're still in desperate need of sleep.
Look at Julia. Did that really happen, or?
I just kind of like out of my room and like close the door and loudly just like kick the door to make a loud sound, get everyone's attention.
You need a dog spell.
I don't have the knock, so I have to actually make noise. And I just
He was like,
You had that same dream, too, right?
Paranama?
Paranama.
And she just nods, but she's very shaken.
How do we know this isn't a dream right now?
Terry in the room. I'm gonna put on my helmet to hide the fact that I cried a little. Just gonna shield my pride a bit there. As like, all right, Chavi, I'll explain in a bit. So sorry.
It's like another kick to the door.
Callie just looks at Julie like, I prefer this one than the other one.
Oh.
Well, yes, me too, honestly.
And she immediately hugs her.
I'll hold her tight.
Hey,
I'm gonna use the messaging crystal, and I'm gonna just pick, I don't know, Gen. And I'm just gonna say, are you awake?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
checking. Did you have a very wonderful dream?
Wonderful dream about a black gold dragon.
Right. Does that mean I gotta come back? Or can I continue to sleep?
You can finish sleeping and I can message everyone at the same time. Like, I'm assuming we all shared in this adventure, right?
I imagine I'm just like looking out the window. Nope, sky's still there. No apocalypse from the look of it.
Going down to the kitchen, and I'm just
or all you can literally see is Sixel just asleep in the bed.
like going. I'm like in the kitchen now, fixing tea as I'm talking. I'm like, guys, there's still life in Paranama.
Also, you again, all of a sudden, flash of green duck like a manifest.
Gordon Ramsay coming into the kitchen.
Oh no.
Nice. Nice to see you. Your thoughts on what we just went through?
You are at fault of all of this.
Oh, we are, huh? Explain that to me. How are we at fault?
Chronomancy. Plain and simple.
He has
Chronomancy.
heavy footsteps down, going for the kitchen, making his way down.
So, because someone's controlling time, looks back at Terry. You mean because of what he did?
No.
Don't be stupid. Not the fault for this. The people who cast that magic, it could have been anyone, really. Bearing situation. This was far bigger than us.
You know, all we've done is what we've been told by everyone else.
Following
Go
orders
here.
is no excuse. It's the type of excuse people enforcing the corrupt coalition would use.
Alright. And we're supposed to take full responsibility of something we had no aware of.
No. But we are still have a very clear goal. Just don't beat yourself up over it, man.
How soon are the cuffs finished?
The cuffs are finished. The dagger will be finished in a matter of hours.
Look, how
And,
fast can you pull together a phylactery?
In the phylactery, Julie has reached out to the sisters. How long will that take?
Then you should ask the sisters, not me. Additionally, it all makes a bit too much sense.
Do tell.
He kind of starts floating a bit off the ground, like good 4 or 5 feet, and then kind of floats towards a nearest window. I tried to warn them. But by doing so, I think I escalated the situation.
Look.
So we're. Oh,
I think we should let our. Look, that lich, that. What was his name? I was transported back. Very odd place, very strange place. That's the chronomancy lich, right? The guy who specializes in it. Can we talk to him about this? I feel like this is a bit out of my depth.
I talked about him already. I'll submit the punishment as soon as this is over.
What's the punishment?
We still got a job to do.
Click.
Most likely, my phylactery getting destroyed and me dying.
Hell?
Yeah. No one's dying. This isn't over.
What would anyone else have done differently?
Not everyone like I had a choice to do something.
Ridiculous. And we're supposed to keep in mind timelines when working here?
Look, we've already screwed with time and let's what happened.
But none of you screwed with time willingly.
Say what you will, it is not up to you to judge my actions.
Doesn't mean I have to agree with it.
Perhaps.
Well, perhaps saving the world and stopping a world, possibly universal plague, will give us some say. At least to be able to speak. Nothing has changed as far as I'm concerned. We still need to move forward.
Indeed. The consequences will come after.
Then we'll deal with them when it comes. It's late. We shouldn't be reaching out to anyone right now. We need to get sleep.
Sorry, but
We
my
need to-
adrenaline's kind of kicking. Take a bit for me to settle back down.
Maybe so. First thing, when we get up, we need to get an ETA on both the dagger and the phylactery. Then, we need to pack and prepare. We need to get to Paranama.
Agreed. There's no more time for waiting. I'd love to discuss this with everyone else, but I think we'll have to catch him up in the morning.
Hmm.
Let's get
I
some
think
rest.
they
Wanna get something
understand
to
the
eat.
wait. I'm gonna fix like a cup of tea before. Sit there and sip it, ponder a bit.
Ponder it. So it is.
Get some calming tea and then get some rest.
It is. Yeah. So what is everybody doing? Everybody going to bed? Take a
Thing.
nap?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
Terry's gonna for anyone who's awake, Terry's just gonna like walk up to their doors and let them know we're gonna talk in the morning.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Walks up to
After
everyone's
tea-
door. Hey, you sleeping in there? We're gonna talk in the morning, okay? Good
everybody,
night.
everybody takes a long night rest, and
Good.
about 8ish a.m. all of you wake up. All of you except for Warren. Warren, you're in a different place. You're in a different. Technically, you're on a different continent, but
Hold on.
Need to get taxi. I'll be with you all in a minute.
the
Well, we
magic
call it Uber. Uber teleport.
Start
Pick it up
spam
from-
messaging Ducklick.
You just do the notification.
I mean, there's another way, sure, but I don't know.
I'm already up like before that, you know, and just at the table
Hmm.
sipping tea. If Terry sees, it's like I never left. It's like I'm still in the same position sipping tea.
To be fair, you don't need as much sleep as we do.
I only need 4 hours.
So morning
Yeah.
comes to
I
you
will-
all. So what are you gonna do?
When I wake up, I'll try and wake up before Callie and just send a message directly to Lazara. We need an ETA on that phylactery, and if it's not soon, make it so.
Send a message to Vorum like, how soon on that dagger, man?
Terry is enjoying leftover
I-
Netflix soup.
Do you want it done, or do you want it done well?
I mean,
Yes.
done well, but you know,
Okay, give it a little bit longer.
all right.
I imagine, like, as you're hearing this as like just noises in the background, and it's basically the equivalent of like an airport noises.
Passengers,
I'll be there in a bit. Don't worry about it.
passengers apply to New Mexico at 10:32 a.m.
Listen, I gotta go. I gotta go.
In America.
I'll be there in a bit. You can start without me if you need
You're
to.
right.
Oh my god.
Well, we don't want to leave.
All
without you, so-
passengers, please.
Please turn off your sending stones.
Please stow all magical items in the. Okay, go.
Yeah. So yeah, you don't get a response, Julie, from Lazara. You don't get a response, and yeah, it's early in the morning. Oh. Everybody,
Sorry, I couldn't speak yawn. What was that?
okay, Julie, you got your you cleared your point of exhaustion. Terry, you're back at full, and yeah.
We all kind of get prepped for, you know, killing a god at this point.
Guys, I mean, we've got to. This is a bigger situation. It's not only Paranama. Now we got. I assume we've all convened around the table now.
Everyone but Voram at this point, I assume. So, I guess we'll have to deal with waiting game. We should set up our equipment while we're buzzing here. Again, do you still have that exhaustion too?
Exhaustion? I don't have any exhaustion.
Who had the tea?
Oh, the exhaustion tea that was warm.
Alright, we'll have to double check and see if we can acquire more of that. And we're gonna be dealing with exhaustion like at that void. We're not gonna fare too well in an actual fight.
We have. How are we going to deal with two in her little council?
Are we gonna deal with who?
The people
Two.
that we were basically
The
facing.
one that slammed you into a wall very easily.
I doubt. I mean, it's possible, but I doubt they're still alive, relaxing here at this point in time. I mean,
Look,
to be entirely honest, it's very likely that where we were centuries before where we are now. There's no real way to tell if they're there, and if they are, you're kind of screwed either way.
Julie thought about it.
Look, if they were able to massively affect us in that dreamscape or that time loop, or
I think we need to remember that our goal is not to kill those guardians or whatever the heck they want to call themselves. Our job is to kill the dragon. Whether we die in the process or kill off whatever's protecting it is of no consequence at that point.
I'm sorry, no, we're not killing the dragon.
and just like Kyrian, if they become a barrier, a blocker
Alright.
away.
Move its mortal form from existence. We have a phylactery, so we can kill the darn thing and leave it.
We don't have a phylactery yet, and we may not have the time to wait for it. If they
Still
are
waiting on the dagger. Let's not jump to those conclusions yet.
So, oh god. Warren, you're gonna ping duck click for a text.
I mean, yeah. If that's the way I got here, then yeah, sure.
Yeah. But also, Warren, she is awake.
Mm-hmm.
She is awake. Is there anything?
Blissfully ignorant of what just happened.
yeah, for
Literally.
I'll just wait for him.
What are you gonna do, Warren? What are you gonna do? Okay, you're gonna.
Told you were.
I did. Don't you worry.
You gotta do for him. Tries to sneak out the room.
So yeah, is there anything you want to say? Any parting words? So I was like, I'm gonna be back by dinner.
No. Because I no. Again, I told you I was going to say last time.
Oh no, but no parting words out loud. Just say, I'm gonna go. Take care.
Just
Well,
I'll
this
see
is
you
just an
when I see
awkward.
you.
I'll be
This is
back.
work. He's just going out for work. He'll try to come back.
I'll
You
be
know.
back.
The job is a very busy job. She understands that. You know, saving the world is difficult business. It requires a lot of time, effort.
Anyway, that case, since Worm is quiet, it's one of those, hey, hold your. Oh god, you could DM me something else, goddamn.
Well, I won't say it out loud.
I'm waiting for a very cool thing. So, god, god damn it, Worm.
Vorm just says plans, please. This
Plans. Hard, please, stabs.
no, pants, please.
Damn.
Okay. I'm not gonna say what happened. I'm not gonna say what happened.
This
but-
is unfair.
But hey, he has a private life. Dwarves like private life. It's a dwarf / British thing. So calm down. But yeah, as you all gather up with the table and drinking tea, all of a sudden, Ducklick with Worm manifest. And then Ducklick looks upon you, Worm, and says, "The dagger should be finished within 6 or so hours. Maybe quicker."
I can look over it again. There you go.
I'm just still sitting. I just sip tea and just look at you side eye.
Click. During our adventures, we've had problems with the exhaustive effect of some sort. I think the T points over to Vorm. The T Vorm has would play any effect with that counter effect.
I think there's a better spell of Greater Restoration for that kind of thing.
Right, I'm just worried that
Get
not enough of
diamonds
us
for-
has access to it.
Get down.
Anyway, so what with the whole very strange dream that probably wasn't a dream? Has the plan changed at all based off what I think we all experienced?
I think our plan of attack is different.
That's about it. I think our only concern is that those people might still very much be there. Didn't seem like the type to die from age. But with that said, that does leave us with the main priority of killing the dragon and nothing more.
So, everyone's like sitting at the tables. Yes, and how do we solve these issues?
Well, for the exhaustion, spells and tea will have to be enough. Weapon, we already have that created. Factory is being worked on by the sisters.
And then I
And
can give
for-
us a hero's feast.
And a hero's feast. However, he looks over at Ducklick. Were you there to see the type of people that were guarding that dragon?
I have not been there. I have not followed you. I
Yeah.
did not.
If you didn't notice, he just vanished before we started going down that tunnel.
These people were both immune to time stop and able to stop a wish spell in its tracks.
Then you face very powerful foes.
Yes, I'm aware of
Right.
that factor. Ducklick.
They,
We
I'm
have to be
asking for
powerful
what the hell we're
and
supposed to
wit-
do about it.
We have to be
they're,
powerful and wittier than they are.
Yes.
Right.
We have Julie. We don't have to worry about the wit. No,
The thing
You
is
gotta-
still the same. If we must save or
Exactly right.
Yeah. So, just kind of observes all of you for a bit.
Well, first thing, Terry, don't do anything head first without a game plan.
Ducklick,
Rather-
the sisters wouldn't respond to me. Could you find out how long it is for the phylactery?
I'm in no capacity to contact them.
Don't you know
Well,
people in
which
I
Julie,
know.
which sister did you contact?
It doesn't matter who I contacted the head.
You contacted the head sister?
Yes.
I'm
Check,
kind of
Julie.
I'm raising an eyebrow looking.
I wonder.
Deception check versus insight. I want to see it. I want to see it.
You're really gonna try and incite this?
I want to see it happen.
I don't think I can get past Julie's like deception, but I still don't believe because I'm still skeptical.
You have a chance. You have a good chance.
Alright, and I'm as a fellow arm kicks the door open. No.
Plans!
Arm does not believe any of your BS.
No, pretty much anything. Even when you're telling the truth, Form's like, "Is this correct? Can I confirm this?"
Callie believes full-heartedly. And Terry blissfully ignorant of the whole situation. Crap.
Yeah, no, you're full.
Literally, everyone just turns on the table and squints.
Yeah, dude,
at
you're just full of
you.
No, so I'm still sipping my tea and I'm looking. I raise an eyebrow and I just sit the cup down and like, you're full of shit.
Wow!
Terry just looks at Julie, looks back again.
Gen, you're right. I in fact am, and I must use the restroom now. Goodbye. Nelly.
And then, so, okay. I guess I'm just gonna like take a deep breath and I'm going to, with the Cindy Stone, reach out to Rhea. That's the head sister.
Yes.
So I'm going to tentatively like message her. Excuse me, Rhea. I don't mean to bother you, but do you have an ETA on the Moon Rock phylactery?
You get almost immediate response. About 3 hours or so.
Alright.
Thank you. He's kind of bows his head even though she can't see him.
So, again, you've done spacing out there?
3 hours on the phylactery.
Alright, then we have 6 hours to prep. Click. Is there any combat specialist or someone we could go to for, proper advice on how to prepare for this sort of thing?
He kind of looks at you.
Or are we the closest thing to that here now?
I kind of look at him like, Terry, I don't know. They're powerful foes, but remember, we weren't too well equipped. We're gonna be ready this time.
Playing with our lives here, mate. I don't want to take any chances. If there's anything we can do to improve our odds, we shouldn't hesitate.
I mean, I don't know what you're worried about after resurrection.
Ducklick almost exclaims loudly, "You shall have assistance. Don't you worry about that."
I shall trust your wisdom here.
Like you keep saying, our main objective is Paranama. So.
It's our main objective, but I've passed the point of suicidal behavior. I'd like to make it out of this alive.
Of course. You have something to fight for now, right? He just raises an eyebrow at Terry now.
It's yes, but there's more to it. With that said, suppose it looks at everyone. We should all get mentally prepared for this. I'm going to take some time to myself. And I gets up and goes out for a stroll.
So, for everyone who's still at the table, so I guess we're just kind of meeting back in a few hours?
Yeah. We have at least 6 hours. The Phylacter 3 and then the dagger.
So
Get your, say your goodbyes and all of that. This might be a one-way trip.
So
Vorum kind of just like nods, looks at the table, looks back over you, leans across, like grabs your hand, shakes it, and goes, "You know, I think you've still got your head on your shoulders despite all this."
Yeah, I've been taking note from you, Vaughn.
Good,
wear
good.
that
That's
mask
you should keep doing that.
very
Yeah.
well. That facade you wear is, you know. I think I'll do the same and like just take a stroll.
okay. So
Allie's gonna check on Julie.
In the bathroom?
Yeah, I'm a woman. She's a woman. This happens.
That's still private. Well, actually, never mind. You've kind of crossed that
Hello.
boundary.
Julie, you doing all right?
Constipated.
Julie
Knocks
doing-
on the door. Julie doesn't know who it is. Hey, I'm still in here.
What is Julie doing?
Minor illusion sounds of
Oh no!
No! Don't you dare!
As soon as she hears a knock, she'll like quickly flush and then walk out. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
This place has indoor plumbing. Hell yeah!
Magical plumbing.
You should not.
Magical
You
plumbing.
should not question how it's done. Just don't question it.
You don't question it, okay?
No,
it's
no, no,
just
no.
here.
I'm just saying bags of holding. Eventually, at a limit, it's all getting. Let's just say there's a very particular place of the astral sea.
And this is how the shambling mound of shit monster comes.
There's a part of the astral sea just called the asshole sea.
So yeah. Do I just say hours pass?
Yeah, I think.
So
I think like you should move this to the final hour.
3 hours pass, and those who are still in the Marble Pike, Ria teleports in with this nice tiny lantern looking thing. It seems to be made of this very light and slightly luminescent white stone. As it looks like a lantern, but it doesn't have any glass panels or anything, and it doesn't even look like a phylactery, or at least how you imagine it.
I'll hold it up. Is this it? This is what it's supposed to look like?
It's a very peculiar item, I know. It is unconventional to say the least, but it should do the job proper.
I hate to be the one to ask you this, but what are the chances that you'll be able to assist us in this chance fair?
At the moment, slim to none. As we've been informed that there's multiple hostile factions that would probably seize an opportunity if we would be somewhere in the vicinity. But if the coast is clear, we will try to assist you. Then again, I don't think this is gonna be such a simple walk-in, walk-out situation. Nevertheless,
I would never miss.
we shall be looking at you.
Like to walk in because I'm probably be gone for like the first 3 hours. Walk in and see. Oh, hi. See Julie holding it. Is that it?
Apparently so.
It's like a fucking size of a mug. Like a big mug, but still a mug. It's not super big or fancy. It's very actually crudely made now that you look at it.
Oh, well.
Callie, are you in the general vicinity?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Turn to Rhea. Well, I do thank you if no one has.
Oh, of course I thank her.
Passive aggressive behavior here again.
He kind of gives like a bow. Thank you for your attentiveness and willingness to help us with this.
Saving the world. It's really, really, really selfless of you. But at that note, after this time kind of passes here, Terry, you hear the familiar footsteps from outside. I have no idea what my suit's actually made out of. Metal hitting brick.
Yeah.
We're coming open. Alright. So, run out of time, I guess.
Yeah. We've got one key. Now we're just missing the final part.
Right.
Is everyone
So, Rhea,
Warm.
Mm-hmm.
About 3 hours until Blade should be delivered. You get a message in your head, and you know of this individual because you've spoken to him once. As he almost exclaims loudly, "So today is the big day for you, is it not? Going to the depths, killing a dragon and saving the world, yada yada bullshit, right?" This is
Something along those lines.
This is Zircon, by the way. This is
Oh,
what you
okay.
do. Yeah, the guy you met in the Red Vest, the one with the time fuckery bit. Yeah. What's your response?
I'm like, yeah, something along those lines. How can I help you?
I will be 100% real with you. Outside of the prison, that shade is nothing. That is just an illusion to keep all of you at bay. Delve deeper into the prison itself, and do not fret of what's gonna happen outside. It will be a bloodbath. But a few dozen or few hundred killed is a lot less compared to the rest of the world. Do I make myself clear, Warren?
Yeah. Your instructions are clear.
Excellent.
Satisfied.
Yeah, there's like a sigh of satisfaction.
I mean, I could question him, but I'd be basically questioning him over the phone. I wouldn't have much to go on.
Yeah. You get another message. Good. I had quite unreliable people in my previous hirings. Good to see someone has their head on their shoulders.
Said archipelago.
Addition-
Sorry.
Additionally, it's gonna be an odd day today, truly.
You don't.
I'm very glad to hear things are going so well for you. And I will try my hardest to make sure things stay good for you.
Very well.
Good for us all.
Very well. If you survive through whatever lays at the bottom of that prison, we might talk.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
Like, I don't know if I want to have anything to do with any of this after I kill the dragon.
Yeah.
I retire. I'm done with this.
Again, it's like just everyone just retiring after this. Like, no, we're done. We finished. We wipe our hand clean a
Like,
bit.
I've earned retirement if anyone's earned it. Saving the world is definite retirement.
Yeah, especially when you've done it more than once. It's an exhausting.
Great. I like to cash in my 401k now.
But yeah, no, Terry at this point, after listening to this kind of like interaction go down with the flactor and everything, kind of just gives a wave and makes his way up to where Tabby is in the house and kind of just ends it quietly reminiscing before the hour hits and we have to go.
Just made herself comfortable in the residence.
So, yeah.
Before Rhea goes, I'd like to just kind of turn to her and be like, we ran into 2, and there was apparently 5 others with them. Do you know anything about them? Anything that we can use to our advantage?
She kind of looks a bit. Who?
Okay, that's all I needed to know then. A little bit above your pay grade.
They don't know. Only we've run into.
They never questioned about 2. That's very odd from them.
They what?
Yeah, remember when you were interrogating your mind essentially was like dug in. Nobody questioned about 2. And you discerned that it wasn't because they missed it and not because they ignored it, just that there was nothing to. And you see just genuine confusion from Rhea. Like not like I know but I'm not gonna tell, but like actually like 2, like number 2. What do you mean?
What do the numbers mean?
Mason.
What does this number mean?
Mason!
Are you constipated?
What does number 2
Please run to the bathroom again.
Should we put off saving the world?
Numbers,
Do we
Mason!
need to do this for you? We can.
Are there like some magical, like, I don't know, Pepto-Bismol or something? Will lesser restoration help you out? Or do you need greater restoration?
Okay. I think he'll be fine. He should be fine.
So, what is everybody doing?
I think we're getting, I think we're time skipping once more and then heading
Okay.
to adventure!
Wait,
Huzzah!
how are we on, like, healing things? Items.
We got
Check.
10 potions of, like, supreme healing or something. Let me double check.
Hmm. I mean, out of
yeah,
character
10
for a second, we got 15 minutes for the end of the session, so
Yeah.
I assume we're ending with us marching triumphantly out the door.
Almost,
Well.
almost, not really.
Oh, okay.
Well, you're not need to march anywhere out. You'll be
We're
teleported.
gonna be we're gonna hero pose as we
Hero
teleport.
Hero pose.
You
Huzzah!
as we teleport to Paranama's
But yeah. So it got the phylactery, and I guess 3 more hours pass, and then arrives Ducklick with a handful of liches as well. As Warren, where are you at the moment?
I mean, if we're all kind of just waiting around to make sure we've got everything, I'm probably gonna still be in the actual inn. Oh, not the inn. Sorry, where we've been staying.
Yeah. So, as soon as they all teleport, you immediately hear all of you like loudly exclaim, "Warm Hammerfall!"
Yo, it's me. Yep, I will get up out of the table.
Boy.
Boy, no, you're gonna.
You called?
You call.
So,
Mm-hmm. Accept this blade from the finest platinum smiths, crafted specifically to your design. As he looks slightly glances towards one of the smiths, who immediately kind of procure from a bag this very nice platinum, like this bluish platinum handle with the you know how most with bone related tools, they usually sometimes kind of not sharpen but kind of shape the bone so the handle fits perfectly. This seems like it's been entirely molten around every single inch and nook and cranny of the blade of the actual tooth. And I would say just like the I guess the base of it, where I guess the root of the tooth is essentially almost engulfed entirely in this platinum. It's very firm grip with its handle, and the rest of it is just the same familiar tooth. As are basically getting this handed, just kind of in front of you by Ducklick. Take it.
I will take it, yeah. I kind of give it a kind of a quick just check over kind of the weight and all that kind of stuff.
It is insanely well crafted. Like, we're talking, it feels like
I squint at it, frown slightly, and go, seen better. And then I drop it. I go, no. Thank you very much. Compliment to the smith.
Probably a dwarf.
Okay, you feel so confident with this blade. You all of a sudden have this urge to just do knife tricks with it. That's how confident this blade feels.
Start swiping it in the air.
Where did Julie go?
Where did Julie go?
Yeah, I will. If we've got time, I will definitely use any time we've got before we leave to kind of just do some very quick practices with it.
Yeah. Now Ducklick looks at all of you and says, "Before we venture, one more thing needs to be done." As he goes towards the table, and then he puts a pouch out, and by each seat, on the table, by each seat, he takes out one bracelet individually and puts it on the table.
Lord of the Rings intensifies.
There are in total five bracers, all open, like in half.
Rings.
Yeah, 5 open in half, and you see there's countless of like tiny minuscule needles in it.
I kind of look at it and then cringe. And go, do you have to put those on now, or
When you ready to set off, this is the first thing you need to do.
Oh, no point in putting it off. That Terry takes one of them.
No. This is
Yeah,
this
stop.
is this is gonna be where we left off because this is literally.
We'll leave it off Terry reaching for one of the bracelets.
Just
Same time, reaching for one.
So, with that, I think we're gonna call it. Hell yeah. So, yeah, it's been almost 3 hours. Session 37, pretty good. Very close to the end. Hell yeah. So, anything you wish to say before I'm shutting the stream down with no survivors? As very well, this might be one of the last few times you can do this.
Adventure awaits.
Huzzah!
We're walking into the belly of the beast.
You know what?
Moving.
Let's go.
Or should I say we're teleporting into the belly of the beast? Not actually walking.
Yeah, look at that.
Very well, might be our last adventure, boys.
You are the prisoners of Paranama. You are the ones who set the things in motion.